What's up, everybody? It's your guy, Derek 420 Colorado, coming at you live and direct from beautiful Steamboat Springs, Colorado. We are here, we are skiing, and we are having a good time. Let's get some folks in here. I really hope that my internet capabilities here are going to keep up with all this stuff. Hey, what's going on, folks? Okay, well, I hope I will be able to see my comments. It's on Wi-Fi, but it's not showing me my comments. Oh, there we go. I think. Oh, there we go. What's up, Dino? What's up, Bob? Lucky, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on, folks? I just woke up from a nap because I was tired from snowboarding all morning. We've got some good stuff coming for y'all. We're going to talk a little bit about the rhizosphere health, how to keep your root zone healthy, how to maintain a proper root zone, and all that good stuff. We're going to do a dab. We're going to talk about some new strains. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about the Dreamy Days of Christmas promotion. Hey, baby, actually, can you try to turn that off? Let me see if it works better. It looks like I am, glowing. I guess that's a little bit better. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that'll work. Kind of, I guess. Can we try to turn some other lights on? Ooh-wee. Yeah, we're trying to get some better lighting in here, folks, so y'all bear with us. All right, let's see. Yeah, I want y'all to be able to see me. And of course, I forgot my normal ring light that I usually use at the house, so I had to get a new one, and it's not nearly as good as the one that I have at the house. There we go. There's a little light. There we go. All right, that's a little better. Okay. If you can get...
I can take this off.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that seems to be better. Yeah, that seems to be good. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna be doing we're gonna talk a little bit about some of the new strains that we've got dropping. We're gonna talk about root zone health. We're gonna talk about the Dreamy Days of Christmas promotion. We're doing all kinds of fun stuff here in lovely Steamboat Springs, Colorado. If y'all can see, that's not fake, that's real. That's real stuff. It's real stuff going on behind me there. So let's talk a little bit about the new strains. We brought back some fan favorites for you folks, you fine folks. We had such a good response with the Lime Time drop that I just knew that I had to really get it back in, start working it into some other strains. And we are going to continue the filial generation and move forward with the Lime Time. But before we did that, I had some Lime Time pollen that I still had, and I used it on an amazingly grapefruit forward, but still some lime on the back end, grapefruit gas bomb, and we came out with grapefruit margarita. Basically, it's going to be all citrus, folks. It's a sativa. There's 100 viewers. It's a sativa. It's going to be real. Both of the new ones today are real sativa leaning. Anything grapefruit gas bomb is going to be sativa leaning. Anything I use that grape garlic bear or GMO on is going to be pretty sativa leaning. So we have so we got that one. And it is extremely limey. It's going to be one that if you're looking for lime, if you're looking for that limonene terpene profile, you definitely want to grab a hold of this one. The grapefruit margarita is going to be probably the most citrus forward thing that we've ever done here for sure, and maybe one of the most citrus terp profiles that I've ever seen. So that's going to be the grapefruit margarita, and then we have the grapefruit slushy. I went ahead and there was we did a much larger pheno hunt on these grapefruit gas bombs than we normally do. I think I had 90 or 100 maybe total that we did the pheno hunt on, and they were all from the Selft plant, the Selft grapefruit gas bomb that I did the prior generation. And so it gave us a lot of variety when it came to our phenos. So we were able to get one, and when I saw it almost from day one, I was like, man, that one looks like a double berry slushy. Sure enough, 3 or 4 days later, man, it's looking real double berry slushy like. And then, sure enough, as it continued on, it looked almost like an identical copy of one of my original double berry slushies. So I went ahead and got the double berry slushy pollen out, and we went ahead and got her done. So we've got the grapefruit slushy and the grapefruit margarita. They're actually going live in 1 minute. 1 minute, folks. You can head over to dreambeans.net, and you can go ahead and get your grapefruit margarita and your grapefruit slushy. That's going to be in 1 minute. It's going live in 1 minute. You'll be able to go to dreambeans.net and grab yourself some grapefruit margarita and grapefruit slushy. We'll go ahead and, sweet. Let's see. Trying to open the window. Oh, it's because there's two locks. There we go. So, oh wow, I'm very surprised that it's not 420. There it is. Now it's 420. So let's get going ahead and do a dab with everybody. Do a dab with everybody. Everybody do a dab, Baruski. And the strains are live right now at dreambeans.net. that didn't work at all. It just made it cold. Okay. All right, yeah, there's the obligatory dab. Woo. From up here in lovely Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Yeah. Yes, Chris, they should both be available in the multi-pack. Ooh. Chris, man, yes, they should be available. Oh. Okay, let's let's get those old lungs worked out. Okay, all right. Hey, can you go make sure that the seeds are on there, baby?
Okay.
All right. They aren't there. Okay. Let me try to do a little bit of work and make sure that they are live on the site.
You want to use the laptop?
Yeah, let me see the laptop.
I don't know how to do
Missed schedule. Why did it miss the schedule? Okay, hang on. I'm putting them live right now, folks. Y'all bear with me. Okay, grapefruit margarita should be there. Whew, yes, you ain't lying, Bob. I don't know why it would miss the schedule. That seems stupid. Okay. There we go. I think it should be live now. Now you can go get your grapefruit slushy and your grapefruit margarita. I think. Yeah. Yes, they should be there. Sheldon Major, you need to go to dreambeans.net to place your order. Okay, both are live now. Thanks, Mo. Sorry, I don't know. That was weird. It said it missed the schedule, which it's never done before. I think it was Mo. Mo Harrister, I saw you. He was talking earlier. He's like, maybe sometimes I put it on a little early, which I just hadn't figured out how to do the schedule button yet a couple of times ago. And so I had it scheduled, and I had assured them, no, I got a timer. I got it set. Sure enough, as soon as I do, it somehow misses the schedule. Mo, I'm looking at you, bud. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the dreamy days of Christmas that we've got coming up. We will actually be going live tonight at 8 p.m. We're going to do it every night at 8 p.m. 9 p.m. was too late for the East Coast folks. We want to try to get those folks to be able to watch live if they can. And so we're going to be going back. We're going to go live again at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, my time, okay? We're going to go live again at 8 p.m. to do today's drawing for the 12 Dreamy Days of Christmas. It's actually 13 days, but I think it might even be 14. The Dreamy Days of Christmas promotion. Every single person that places an order today, starting at midnight this morning, tonight, it already started. All the orders that go up until we make our live at 8 p.m. will be entered into today's drawing and the grand prize drawing for Christmas Day. All orders will get you entered. Every order will get you entered. After your first order, if you want to get multiple entries, use the code FREESHIP, FREESHIP. So that'll get you free shipping on your ones past your first one. Okay, so you don't have to pay shipping multiple times, but you can still get multiple entries in a day if you'd like to. Bob Peters, did you select the pack size? You have to make sure you select the pack size. Here, let me see the thing. Okay. I'm not 100% sure what's going on. Yeah, there people are being able to order them, Bob. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe refresh your browser. Because I'm seeing it.
Yeah, people are ordering it.
Yeah, they're ordering it, so I'm not sure. Bob, we'll get you straightened out.
You can't get it, we'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get it all straightened out after the live. Okay. So we're going to be going live at 8 p.m. each night from now until Christmas, and every day we're going to do a drawing. For all the orders that were placed that day, each order will be entered to win that day's prize drawing. Today is going to be a pick from the vault. We're going to have and I'm going to make a post about it, and today's the only day I won't be able to tag at everyone because I already used it on the video. So I'm going to make a post. Look for it in the featured section. It'll be pinned at the top. We're going to do a pick from the vault. I don't know what this is. I don't know what it'll be. I'm literally going to open up the vault, open up the safe. We're going to root around in there, and I'm going to find you something super special. We're going to give you a toker tip from dankhankglass.com. Those are those super cool little joint holder things that he makes. And a beanie. We're going to be giving away a beanie. So all orders that are placed today will have one ticket per order placed in, you'll have one entry placed per order. Every order that you make after your first one, use the code FREESHIP, and we will combine the orders and you don't have to pay extra shipping. Oh, Sarah, I'm sorry to hear about that. Shoot me a DM. Maybe there's something we could do about it. Yeah, the background's pretty cool, Paul. We lucked out on the Steamboat Springs view action. Vanna Wife was amazing in her ability to pick our good Airbnb. She was waiting for me to over there to make sure I gave her credit because she did such an amazing job.
Thank you, babe.
Which strain has the most limonene? Dave. That's definitely going to be the grapefruit margarita. Grapefruit margarita is going to have super high limonene content. Okay, so we've got. So let's talk. So we're going to do the drawing tonight, and everybody who orders will also be entered into the grand prize drawing, which is going to include all kinds of crazy stuff on Christmas Day. So that's what we're going to do. Bryce, yes, all Dream Beans are feminized currently. I originally, in my very first drop, I released some regular male-female beans, and but that was only on the first drop. Now they're all feminized. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about root health and rhizosphere maintenance. What that is, okay, so the rhizosphere, what do I mean when I say rhizosphere? Rhizosphere means your pot, your root zone is what your rhizosphere means, okay? So what do you do and how do you keep it healthy? What are good things to do to look for? What are some of the bad things to look for? The main thing with cannabis plants, and y'all have heard me say it before, is that cannabis plants love almost above all else air to their roots. They are constantly trying to find oxygenated spaces for their roots to occupy because that's what they love. They love it. That's why you have air pots. That's why you have deep water culture with air pumps blowing air into the water. Air domes from the air pots. It's all about air, oxygen to the roots. Okay? And so, what does that mean? And so, oxygen to the roots means that you never want to have a soil that's very compact. There's no space in that soil for air to live. So, we use things like perlite or lava rocks, grow stones, those types of things to be able to provide a porous and aerobic air environment. An aerobic environment. So what does aerobic mean? Aerobic means air. Anaerobic means no air. So if you have a pot that's too saturated, it's got too much water in it, there's no place, it's gonna drown. There's not a place for the dissolved oxygen to be. Okay, if you've got a rhizosphere that is too compact, it's been watered too many times, it doesn't have enough aeration, ultimately you're going to end up seeing issues, okay? Bugs and pathogens. What are pathogens? Pathogens are bad things. They're the things that cause harm in our grows, okay? One of the most common pathogens that affects more growers than any other is what's called dampening off. Dampening off is a process that happens when the soil is too wet and a bacteria has the opportunity to thrive, and the area that they thrive in is little baby tiny seedling stems. Okay, so if anybody out there has ever had a seedling that popped up, it looked great, everything was going good, had leaves coming out, everything good, and all of a sudden it just started timber, and then it would just fall over and die. That's dampening off, okay? And that's caused by a pathogen. It's a bacteria that ultimately attacks the stem cells of the small baby plants, the tiny seedlings, and attacks them and kills the plant, okay? So one of the things that you can do is try to create an environment in your rhizosphere that is not hospitable and not habitable to those pathogens. Okay, dampening off and the bacteria that cause it. And I can't remember the name of it, or else I should have looked it up so I could sound all super cool. But I can't remember what it is. The bacteria that causes the dampening off is it is explodes in a cool, damp, or wet environment. Okay, so y'all have heard me talk about the process of drying back. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Okay, drying back. What is drying back? All right, so if you think about it in nature, that it will rain, that rain will go into the soil will be wet, and then most of the time it doesn't just continue to rain all the time. That soil will ultimately dry back. That soil will lose some of its water retention, okay? And the plants are used to this. Plants have a cycle. There's an entire, process that happens during that dry back process where microbes move, they migrate. That's a story for another day. But just understand that in my experience, that having a cycle where you water the plants and then let them dry back and get aeration, what that does is that allows space, it allows movement of all those tiny little particles in the soil, okay? Because it's all wet and it's all waterlogged. Okay, well then it dries and it starts to suck back up. Well, in that sucking back up process, what's happening is there's little minute shifts in the little wood particles, little small little pieces in your soil. And so what that does is it shifts. So if you've got a little piece of, say just soil material in there, and it's like this, and when it's waterlogged, it's kind of, like this. And then when it's dry, it's like that. Okay, so that whole little area in there is getting movement. The movement is sucking a little bit of oxygen into that cavity, and so you'll have an air pocket, okay? That air pocket is what is going to cause the roots to thrive. Now, if you haven't heard this saying yet, you probably will if you continue to cultivate cannabis. Bigger roots, bigger fruits. I have always been one that if you can, I don't even really care about the top part of the plant. If you can maintain a healthy rhizosphere, if you're in deep water culture, if you're in organic living soil, wherever you are, whatever kind of method that you're using, that if you focus on the health of that rhizosphere and maximum oxygen, maximum dissolved oxygen if you're in deep water culture, and maximum oxygen if you're in soil. If you focus on those things, and those things alone, you don't even really have to worry about the top part of the plant. It's going to do its thing, and it's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. That's one of the things about using living organics, what people refer to as living organics all the time. Completely organic soil, they have a symbiotic relationship between the plant and the soil. And not just the soil, but there's a small, tiny little bugs in there. There's tiny little organisms, microbes, that create and attach hyphae to the roots that actually create this symbiotic process, meaning they both get something from it, okay? And so what ends up happening is that you have a pot with dirt in it and a plant, okay? If you're using living, this is going to be, this Talk About It Tuesday is going to be for the living soil and the organic folks, okay? For this portion of the Talk About It Tuesday. The synthetic folks, the salt-based salt folks, this is not as applicable to you, but we'll still get there for you folks as well. That the rhizosphere, in maintaining a healthy balance of microbes and a healthy microbial activity, is always going to give you the absolute most efficient of that symbiotic process. It's going to make it the most efficient that it can be. And so you'll hear people say, feed the soil, feed the microbes, not the plant. All that kind of stuff. And what does that mean? What it means is that you're creating a biodiverse system of microbial activity that is going to give the plant what it needs when it needs it, and basically provides a buffer that you almost can't screw it up. If you have the organics down, if you have the organic soil down, you really can't mess it up, because there's not going to be any pH issues that you have to worry about. There's not going to be any nutrient burn issues that you have to worry about, because again, it's not just taking nutrients and giving them to the plant. It's about creating that microbial activity that they do their thing. They eat the stuff in the soil, they attach themselves to the roots, and then they poop it into it. It's pretty much what happens, okay? And so Groganica, I see somebody down there, Mark, saying Groganica. Groganica is one of the best, if not the best, organic solution for nutrient for cannabis cultivation that I've ever come across. It just so happens it's my buddy that owns the company. It's good stuff, and that is Alan. Alan will tell you the same thing. I should have had him on. I'm stupid. That he'll tell you the same thing. That ultimately, if you take care of the microbes, he sells a microbe tea that has 1 trillion microbes per drop. It is very concentrated and super, super beneficial. Okay. And so then all of his other products are made in an effort to keep those microbes happy and keep those microbes fed. Because when you do that, then you see the result is your plant gets what it needs when it needs it in the amounts that it needs it, and you can't screw it up. We're the ones who always mess stuff up. We'll either have not the right pH, or we'll have too much nutrients when you're using bottled nutes or salt-based nutes. It can be an issue, and for new growers, that is... I've seen a lot of folks just get turned off by growing because they didn't think they could do it, or they thought it was too hard, or whatever the case. And it's complex, but it's not hard. And there's a lot of parts to it. But once you do it, and again, that's one of the reasons why I always recommend Bio365's BioFlower, because this takes a lot. They have done it. They've got the process down, and they've got it to where you can put your seed in there, and you know that it's going to give it what it needs when it needs it. Okay. So that brings us to, okay, great. We've done it. We've got a 7-gallon pot. We pulled out the plant. We harvested. It looks amazing. Now what do we do with the remaining pot? Okay. The remaining pot is going to need to be what we call re-amended. All right. Now to re-amend means to reintroduce the nutrient or microbes or whatever it is, reintroducing the things that make the plant grow. So if you've used salt-based nutes, then you're going to have to flush it and reintroduce some nutes at the proper times. With organics, all you have to do is just reactivate the microbial activity, and you'll do that with the Dream Beans Finisher Pack from Growganica. All right. And everybody always asks me, well, what do you rate? It depends on the pot size, and it depends on how much. I mean, did it look like there were still nutes left? It's kind of an eyeball thing, but just get with me if anybody's looking to re-amend their finished Bio365 or any other living soil stuff, and they want to re-amend it with the Growganica Finisher Pack, or the Dream Beans Finisher Pack. What that's going to do is, especially reintroducing those microbes, is definitely going to give your plant the best start. One thing that Alan said to me that I kind of, I just never really even thought about it, is that let's say you have a plant, and you've got a plant right here, and you've seen it, you grow it, it grew fantastic, and you harvested it, and it looked great all the way up to harvest, okay? You didn't see any nutrient deficiencies. You saw swelling in the bud calyxes. You saw the bulbous calyx formation. You saw all the things you wanted to see. Well, what that lets you know, I'll kind of reverse engineer it, that lets you know that your rhizosphere was very healthy. And that didn't just stop. It didn't just go away, okay? And so when you have that plant that you just harvested, take it out, take those roots, okay? Take those roots, get as much of that root ball as you can out of there, okay? Me personally, I would, after every time you do this, take the pot out and fluff that soil back up, okay? Mix it back up, then put it back in the pot, okay? Wet it down good, and then go ahead and add your microbe tea, and that's going to get those microbes active and back started. And you're going to add a little bit of the veg, okay? That's going to give you the proper things. It's going to give them the proper amounts of nitrogen at the beginning. That's the main thing. Because what I've always done is, I had a pot. Okay, I pulled the plant. Well, that pot may sit there for, who knows? I mean, I've still got ones that are there from a year ago. And so what's happened is that the soil has dried out and all the microbial activity and all the microbe life has died. Womp, womp, womp. I let it die. And so, if you continue to maintain that rhizosphere as if there was a plant in it, you will be so much better off. You can, these folks that have had these living soil beds for years and years, I've seen lots of California, oh man, I've had the same bed out there for 15 years, I don't have to do anything. And it's because they're able to continue that microbe life cycle and that their microbes never die, okay? So, you take that plant out, you re-amend it with Bio360, with Growganica Micro Tea, a little bit of veg, and there's another one in there that I can't remember what it is. I still need to get with Alan. A little bit of the veg, a little bit of the microbe tea, and you're going to continue to feed those microbes. And you're going to use that same pot the next time that you plant. But you want to, if you're waiting, if there's a gap, just keep that pot watered. Just keep it kind of watered, a little bit damp. You don't have to keep it dripping wet. No sopping, soaking wet pots. Just keep it moist, and you'll be amazed at how much better you see the start of your grow go if you do it this way. Okay, and this again, these are all just things that, again, maintaining your focus on the rhizosphere and maintaining your focus on that it's so much easier than the plants. Mainly because the soil, you can't really see what's going on under it. What happens is you see the end result. If you're taking care of that rhizosphere, if you're maintaining your root zone health, and you're doing all the things properly, your plant is going to look amazing. Okay? And so, again, if you take the focus on that, then you really don't ever have to worry about anything. That's the approach that I took, because I was like a lot of folks who I stressed and really put myself into a serious state of anxiety when I was first started out growing, because any spot on a leaf, I'm a perfectionist when it comes to this stuff. So any leaf spots, anything, burnt tips, any tacoing of the leaves, any curling of the leaves, anything like that, it would stress me out. I would try to fix it, and I loved them to death a bunch of times. And so then kind of when I shifted to the focus on the rhizosphere and how I could actually, just take my focus away from what the leaves look like, because I'll tell every single person that's watching and all the ones that watch behind, the leaves are a good indicator as to the plant's health. They are by means, and no way, shape, or form, the end-all, be-all. Because do you know where those leaves end up, folks? They end up on the cutting room floor. You don't use them. You never smoke them. You absolutely have virtually zero use. And so, while yes, they are an indicator of what's going on with the plant, letting it rule and dictate your entire methodology and how you grow, it wasn't for me. It was entirely too stressful. And so then I started to get a little bit more into soil science and into root health. And when I did that, it allowed me to really kind of free up the mind space to be occupied by every brown leaf or rust-colored spot on every stem or whatever it was. So it was, so once I started doing that, and it was actually with deep water culture. It was actually with my exploration of dissolved oxygen to the root zone that really, really got me, because I was able to nerd out really hard. But not on the top part of the plant. It was all on the bottom plant, all on the bottom part, and all in the root zone. And so by focusing on that, and then sure enough, I'll never forget the grow. I mean, I'll remember it to the day. I just was like, wow, this is going way better than it ever has before. Wow, this is after doing it for 10 years. And so I was like, well, this is super rad. I love it that I'm able to focus here on the root zone, and as long as I do the things here in this little bucket, this little part of the growing operation, if I do things right here, the rest of it's going to work itself out and come out top quality, come out top shelf. And again, with deep water culture and salt-based nutrients, that maintaining a healthy rhizosphere isn't about necessarily just creating a micro. You can't really create a microbial environment. It's almost the opposite of what you're doing when it comes to sterility in your rhizosphere. Because in a deep water culture, what you don't want is root rot. You don't want the pathogens that can create and attack the roots in a water solution or water suspension. And so there's a whole different set of things that you got to do. You got to keep the water temperature low. Okay, you got to some people use things like HydroGuard or a little bit of H2O2, hydrogen peroxide. These are things to keep that environment sterile, because what you're doing in a deep water culture environment is you are the one, instead of those little microbes that are responsible for giving that plant what it needs, when it needs it. And if you're off, that's why I can't remember who it was, Dave, maybe, I can't remember who it was. Somebody just approached me and was like, man, I think I'm going to do hydro, man. Hydro's the way to go. Well, absolutely. If you can nail hydro, and if you are, again, a weed nerd like me and like to monitor it constantly, I sit in my room and watch my plants grow. I still do it to this day, and I did it way more back then. I mean, I just lived in there. Now I actually have stuff to do, so I can't live in there, or I would. And being able to kind of free yourself up from the anxieties and stressors that can come along with it, because this is supposed to be, the cultivation thing. It's about stress relief. It's about anxiety relief. It's not supposed to be something that stresses you out all the damn time. Easier said than done, I know. But whenever I was able to take the switch away from focusing on every rust-colored spot and every yellow dot on every leaf, and just focus on what I knew the roots needed, I was able to do that. And so your deep water culture is going to have a sterile type environment where you are responsible for feeding it nutrients, keeping the pH in check, and maintaining maximum and optimal oxygen levels. Whereas in a living and organic soil setup, you are not. You are relying on nature and the beautiful evolution that we've come to in this world, where they actually all do all the stuff. Okay? And real quick, folks, if you haven't already, go over to dreambeans.net and grab yourself some grapefruit margarita and some grapefruit slushy. They're both new strains that we dropped today on dreambeans.net. We're actually also going to be doing the Dreamy Days of Christmas promotion here in lovely Steamboat Springs, Colorado. All right? And that's going to be at 8 o'clock here in about 3 hours. 3 hours, we're going to do the Dreamy Days of Christmas promotion. Y'all are going to see me dressed up in a Santa suit. We're going to have Vanna Wife. She's going to be doing the drawing. We're going to do some dabs. It's going to be awesome. And I can't wait. It's funny, guys, gals, ladies, and gents, folks of all ages, as long as you're 21. It's funny that I can only imagine what it must be like to listen to me whenever I start talking, because I have absolutely no idea what direction I'm going. I'll just talk about something, and then I'll definitely go do a segue. For those that don't know, my mother was my teacher in high school. She used to call those bunny trails. I get it now. I totally get it. I'll be talking about something, there I am down a bunny trail. So if it's hard to ever follow along, welcome to the life of Vanna Wife. She's skilled in mental gymnastics and being able to follow my shiny stuff nature. Oh, shiny things. Yeah. Shiny. It's right now. Oh my God.
Hello?
It smells like a skunk.
The prime rib is cooking.
Oh, it's a prime rib. It's not a skunk. All right. Okay, so let's see. Dave Smith, that's it, Dave. You were the one that was telling me about the dang wanting to do hydro. Ha ha ha. I was right. The old noggin's still got some stuff rattling around in there. They might only be 2 brain cells, and they might argue most of the time, but I can get stuff done. Yeah, hey, Heather. So a rabbit hole is one that you go deep down into, and it's kind of hard to get back out. A bunny trail is just a little segue off to another part of the conversation that we were supposed to have. We'll get back. I'll get back there. I'll come back to the main trail. Most sophisticated folks would call it a segue. An unintended segue. Yeah. Oh, shit, Brad. Jesus Christ. I forgot. And it's going to be real hard because I can't open my notes. There's a bunch of them. I've got several members of the week and plant of the week. What I'll do,
At the drawing.
I'm going to do it at the drawing tonight. Vanna Wife coming through in the clutch. Yes, I'm going to do it at the drawing tonight. I completely forgot 100% because, like I said, I took a nap up until 4 o'clock because I was tired. I was tired. I was snowboarding all day. I'm tired. So I forgot, but I will do it at 8 o'clock, okay?
I don't want to show my hat.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, you'll have to come over here because Vanna Wife is in the festive mood. She's over here with her, rocking out with her festive snowflake tiara. Oh, yeah.
So does
Oh,
mother-in-law.
the coolest aquaponics setup. Good question, Boston George. All of them. Any of them that are done right are all cool. If you've got a fish tank and you're able to grow cannabis on top of it, that is the peak evolution of nerddom and just because I don't know enough about fish that I have never done it. And it's really crazy because Farm Manager River actually used to breed fish. He worked at a fish store for a long time, so maybe at some point we'll run an aquaponics situation. Shrimp.
We're trying to do shrimp.
Yeah, but it's not, doesn't have anything to do with aquaponics. So, ebb and flow. I like ebb and flow. I never really messed with it too much. That and NFT hydroponics is something I never really messed with. So we're gonna be doing the Dreamy Days of Christmas drawing at 8 p.m. my time, which is 7 p.m. Pacific time. It is 9 p.m. Central time, and it's 10 p.m. East Coast time. I'm just getting the East Coast back for all those shows whenever I have to wait too long. I have to wait till 10 o'clock to watch them. Yeah, that's what we got. We're going to go ahead and do a dab here. We'll sign off here in a minute. No, Jason, you do not have to. Good question. There you go. You do not have to be present to win. We understand that not everybody can come to this thing every Tuesday when we schedule it and invite you and tag everyone. So we don't expect everybody to be able to be there live. It's just going to be a cool thing that every night at 8 o'clock, just like your regularly scheduled TV programs, we'll come to you live and direct right there in your living rooms, and we're just going to be giving shit away. You know what I mean? We're just doing dabs and giving stuff away, talking shit. It's going to be great. So you don't have to be present to win. Everybody that makes an order today will get entered in today's order, or today's prize pool, which raffle will include a toker tip. Those little cool toker tips from dankhankglass.com, my boy Hank Snell. A vault pick from me, where I'm reaching into the vault and grabbing some seeds out of there that are unreleased, they're unfound. I don't even know I have them. They're crazy, they're super, they're secret. And we'll also get you a beanie too. So everybody that places an order today, do you have to continue to order to be entered in the drawing? No, yes. Each day will reset for that day's drawing. Everyone will be entered into the Christmas Day grand prize drawing. And so today, if you make an order and your number doesn't get picked, that ticket will still go into the hopper for the final Dream Beans, grand prize giveaway on Christmas Day. Okay, so you'll get 2 chances to win with every order. You'll get the chance to win today's prize, which again, today is going to be a toker tip, a vault pick, and a beanie. And you'll get entered to win that drawing if you make an order today. And then you will also be entered into the grand prize drawing. Those tickets from today won't carry over for tomorrow's drawing. They will just be for that day, for the daily drawing. So, yeah, and as per my post, as y'all can see, that the whole Dream team here, the whole Dream family is up here doing ski stuff in Steamboat Springs. So none of the orders and none of the prizes are going to be going out till Friday, but they will all go out on Friday, rest assured. So I know that you folks are normally used to getting really fast shipping and emails. So please don't inundate me with emails and messages asking me, where's my dang email? I can't find my tracking. I'm telling y'all right now, it's because we're not sending it out till Friday. So let's go ahead and get a dab going. We'll go ahead and fire off. We'll sign off. I really love having you folks here. We'll see y'all back here in about 3 hours at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Mo, it's a whippet torch. Which is kind of weird. All right. Karate chop, fighting the foo. Love you folks. Love y'all. We will see y'all here in about 3 hours, right here in the same bat time, same bat channel at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. In 3 hours, we're going to come back to you folks for the Dreamy Days of Christmas. Woo!